To bring it up to speed today, though, there has been a recent problem with an app that I want you to tell about what you've discovered, how it was brought forward, and what's being done now.
So a mom posted on Facebook a mom.
Okay.
One mom posted on Facebook and said, does anybody know what this app is? My fifth grader told me that there's some books on there that I, wouldn't want him to see. And so we tried to log into it. And my kindergartner brings his laptop home every Friday. So
school-issued laptop.
His school-issued laptop.
Okay.
And so I tried to log into it, and it said, you can't log in outside of school hours. So I thought, oh, well, that's great. What do they not want us to see? And then Monday morning, before I took him to school, it was in school hours, essentially, so I logged in and I started scrolling through some books. And we found books like the Gay BCs, L is for lesbian, and T is for transgender, G is for gender, and then the ABCs of equality, which even go into O is for oppression, and Z is for xenophobia, and it just gets deeper and deeper. And that one says L is for LGBTQ, and it actually describes all the different identities of what LGBTQ is in their little description.
And again, just so we're clear, this is Williamson County Schools approved curriculum or books that are on this app.
Yeah, and it's distributed materials. Technically, it wouldn't be called curriculum. It is like an online library, but at the same time, it is materials that they give to our students, and it's materials that they're using as assignments and things like that. A friend's third grader has 20 minutes assigned reading a day on the app, and it counts down. We looked at it together, her and I also. So they're using this daily, and Williamson County didn't vet this at all. They did not look into the content, and I don't think they're looking into the content of our curriculum either. They're not paying attention, and they are just picking things that they're not deeply looking at, and then they're putting in front of kids that are 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
I sent an email to the board, and I said, I know it's hard to look into 40,000 books, but before a 5-year-old can look at it, you must find a way.
Yeah, and you as a mom, all you did was a word search on some different things, and you were able to find it. So if one mom can take a little bit of time and find out, okay, out of these 40,000 books, what's really inappropriate, then I would think a school board or the powers that be could do that. I think that they probably have a vested interest in having this stuff in there.
Probably.
You can give me reasons why you think that might be, but tell me what happened when you went forward with the Epic app to the school board and said, this is what's going on.
So I emailed 3 school board members, and they were our most conservative ones, because I thought, okay, well, these school board members would probably act on it more than the rest of them.
Yes.
Because they've all kind of failed us in the past as far as listening. So I emailed it to them, and then they sent it on to the superintendent. And I also reached out to a couple of elected officials, and they were not okay with it and said that they would be reaching out to our superintendent and school board members also.
Okay.
Within 24 hours, they took the app, they shut it down. They took it off, and that was a pretty drastic response. So they must have known something was wrong.
Was it unexpected, the response?
Oh, I expect them to hem and haw about everything.
Sure.
I expect them to say, here's a form. I expect them to say...
It's a 5-week process.
Oh yeah, something. Well, we'll look into it, we'll see.
Sure.
But they took it down immediately, and we started sharing on social media, here's what's in it, Jack, not Jackie, which is about a little girl who wants to be a little boy. And then there's, like I said, the ABCs. Then there's this other one called Girl Haven, which is for older children. That's about a girl who identifies as a boy and dropped into some magical land that is all girls, and she has to figure out how to navigate that. Whatever. Either way, it's stuff that they don't need to be reading from school. If you want to buy that for your kid, that's great. Yeah. You want to read it at bedtime, you do it, but their school shouldn't be giving it to our kids.
That's right. And that goes back to one of the greatest, I think, controversies in America right now is one side of the aisle is saying we are co-parents with you for your kids.
Right.
Whereas we're saying you're not their parents whatsoever. Stay out of that stuff.
That's right. They should read, and they should be learning reading, writing, math, and even when you dig
the things we learned in school.
Yes, and when you dig into wit and wisdom, it's Common Core, it's CRT, it's SEL. It is just riddled with all of those things. And all of those things, we live in Tennessee. We don't live in, Massachusetts or anywhere. We don't live in Illinois. We live in Tennessee, and we have laws, and they have to stick with them. They just do. And somebody's got to hold them accountable eventually. And, we'll find a way. We will.
Yeah.
But it's in there.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute. So on the the JSlay USA program, I want to make a strong push always towards solutions. We don't want to be just activists and complainers. We want to expose. We want to expose corruption and things that could be damaging to us or our children.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we want to move forward in love and good deeds.
Absolutely.
So what is the solution here? What are the next steps and where are we moving?
Right. Well, I'd like to see that our school board, and of course, like so many others, really need to have actual policies on the content that they're putting in front of our kids. You know, what is the policy for reviewing a textbook? It's really pretty light and it's really broad. I mean, that needs to be narrowed down of this is what we're doing before we pick a textbook. This is what we're looking at with library books. This is what we're looking at in an app. This is how we're looking at it. These are the key words that we don't want. You know, they need to have all policies on what they're picking and how they vet that stuff. But there's also, you know, a voucher program that's been thrown around in Tennessee right now by Governor Lee. And so that would give you more of a school choice, which would be great. If you could choose where you want to put your child and where you want to put your tax dollars, you know, at least that gives you more of a choice of, hey, I don't want my child, you know, reading these things and exposed to these things and, you know, possibly being able to get their hands on these type of things. It's against our values, so we're going to put them in this other school.
If you've got 80% of the public, these parents, that don't want something, yet it's like pulling teeth, whether it's Wit and Wisdom or whether it's the Epic app and the current library, you know, books that are there, where are they getting their either money or the leverage to want to keep it? Because you would think the school boards ultimately are going to want to serve the parents because the parents could kick them out eventually, and you know, there's going to be a way. There is, and somebody's going to be held accountable, you know. So
what's
pushing their buttons? I mean, I think again off camera earlier we were talking about, I think it was Epic and that Facebook, big tech, actually has a hand right now in Epic. Is that true?
Mark Zuckerberg's sister is, I guess, on the board of Epic, and then it was created, and one of the founding members was a former Disney executive. So it just all comes around.
It seems connected, doesn't it?
It really does.
Wow.
It just, you know, and like I said, the Gates Foundation is involved in Wit and Wisdom and has dumped so much money into Castle, which is the company that created social emotional learning, and it's the framework of so many curriculums and programs and things like that of social emotional learning. So, and then the Gates Foundation also with their Common Core, their contributions into Common Core, which that's also rolled through, you know, the curriculum now.